Yeah, background radiation here is over 1,000 counts a minute. Is that bad? No, it's about...
Just background. It's
three times. It's about 40 times background. Yeah. Is that bad? Not for a short period of time.
No. See, I worked in 10, 15 working edibles a lot, but it's not. Right, this right here is this is where you don't want to stand. Okay, just the best rule is to always stay right against the rib. And stay against the rib, because if anything falls, it'll fall out away from you. Old pair of gloves that Matthew found. When I was a little kid, when they first started mining this, my Uncle Tim he hid there one time, and this window wasn't that big. I don't know what happened to it. It was just a little bit littler. But I come walking down the mine. I'm 13 years old. You know, imagine a 13-year-old kid. These mines were a wonder. You know what I'm saying? So I had my light on, and he jumped out of there to scare me. He thought that was the biggest joke in the world. This vent hole where they pump air down, there's probably a big old black widow spider up there. Oh, they've even covered the vent holes, the environmentalists. These black widows, when these are open, there's light, so them big black widow spiders will build their nest right. Yeah, that one's open. You can see daylight up that one. But
give me less light.
I'm going to tell you guys a story. Are we wired for stories?
Yeah.
Okay, see this big pillar right here? Let me see, where are we? Is that straight in line? Yeah, this pillar right here. Now this is high grade. Put your camera on that. Not super high grade, but yeah, you'll get some count. Not that much. I thought it'd be hotter than that. That's part of a tree, a twig. I thought it'd be hotter. But that's really good ore. See, that whole stuff's cake dough. That's cake dough. That's what they mine. This is all really pretty ore. It's vanadium, so it's different than Shinrock. But anyway, he was in a 5-ton buggy, taking it out, and you never walk behind a buggy when he's going out, you know. So he's coming down in the buggy, and the brakes go out, and the driveline breaks, and guess what? He hits into this going like 30 miles an hour. Luckily, he bailed off the back right there. But and if that would have been real hot, they would have mined it. That'd have popped it out. So there's some over here and stuff that some of them, some places where it'd really get hot, but there should be quite a few of these little twigs, the little veins where they petered out and stuff that's got some in them, but yeah, but this was a big room. I mean, they've kind of backfilled it and stuff, but you go clear back in there around them pillars and clear back up in there. They mined about, I don't know what they made back then. The price was $3 or $4 a pound, but when I mined in '79, it got up to $43 a pound. They probably mined 10, 15, 20,000 tons out of this of 2000. So 4 times 20 would be every 1,000 tons would be 4,000, 10, 40,000, 50,000 pounds. And they probably got paid, we would have got paid $25 a pound, so I guess do the math. Been worth a couple, $3 million or 4 or 5. But yeah, it's a quick way to get rich, for sure.
Is there breeze coming through there?
What's that?
Is that breeze coming through there?
A breeze?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it on my face.
So it connects to the outside world that way as well.
Yeah, right down here. That goes in for 600 to 700 feet, and it comes to a little lake of water. But about halfway down it, it turns this way and goes clear to the creek where we was yesterday. That last walk we made.
I was going to point out, all this is hot. It's 4,000, it's over 4,000.
You say it's got a little count in it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's just where it petered. So that, yeah. You can see they took it all. They even shot a little window there. There's almost to leave a pillar.
Can you show us where that tree is?
Yeah, it's just right here.
Has it come up on it already?
Yep. I mined up there. I had to hand muck all that off there with a shovel. See, that's up in the trash. It's too high. You could almost burn that. That's some of that black I showed you yesterday. That's real. You could burn it. So right here's where that tree started. So picture this as a great big tree. This is the little end of it. There's a limb there. There's a limb there. There's a limb here. So there was limbs on it. Probably a limb down here that got shot out, and maybe one that went up there. Probably looks like one right here. And then you can see big limb right here. But you can see from here, that's a big tree. I think it's 150 feet long. Big enough you could have drove a semi-truck in it almost. But you can see all the limbs up here, right here, right here, right here. Big old limbs, just like a big tree laying here that have big old limbs going up. It was a big tree. And it was a little bit too high up. It was in the trash. And some of them just didn't make, maybe on the wrong side of the trash pile. Who knows why the radiation didn't get in them as much.
Which way do we go from here?
Right here. This is the butt.
Can you show it to us?
What's that?
Can you show us where it is?
Yeah, see the limbs up here? These are more of the big limbs. Big limb right here. That's a big limb. They're getting bigger because the tree's getting bigger. Right here, this tree's this big round. This tree's 6 foot round right here. Huge. But it never did quite make. It's up in the trash. You'll see with your calendar that it's not that hot. You could almost burn that.
Could you be handling that with your bare hands, Kevin?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I probably shouldn't. I don't know. Yeah, I did all my life. I don't know.
That's enough.
But anyway, it see that great big limb. But if that was a good tree, this would be blue. I'll bet you get some count right there. See, that's what I'm saying. That source. See how it don't look back at you. Not too good, a little bit. Might even get some in that. Just not a lot.
That's hot.
Yeah, see the different color?
That's over 10,000.
Yeah. So now you come along, you look at a big tree, a big pine tree, most of the limbs are on top, right? So that's the same as this, the lots of limbs this way. And usually in the butt, there's usually one great big root that goes a long ways, that's probably the tap root. So see, that there wasn't as many roots here. And I'm wondering I'm pretty sure that this is the last shot I shot. But if you'll look at this tree, you can see the capping. This is the bark. Comes all the way up here. That tree comes all the way up here like that, and it goes clear down into there. That tree's, I think Kyle came and shot this out of here. I think I left right here. Maybe not, maybe it's just down here, but still, that tree's still what, 10 feet wide? 10 feet wide, 8, 9 feet wide. And so can you see it though, how it's shaped, how it's starting to butt? Right here, it was just a great big round tree about 6 feet round, this whole thing, just like this. So it's starting to butt. See how when a tree starts to butt, you get down by the roots. You know how they come out like that? It's starting to butt. Clear over here, in fact. Yep, he came through and shot through it, I think. Maybe not, maybe I left it this way, I can't remember anymore. But I know this is so hard that it just eats them bits for lunch. It would eat them bits so bad. You can see why. It's hard. You gonna count this? Feel how heavy that is.
No, I'm not gonna hold it.
You're not?
No.
There's no radiation in that. There's less than that than just the background.
That's the background, yeah.
Just, okay, I'll put it this way, it's as heavy as gold. Heavy. You really don't like to even touch that, huh?
No.
How come? Just because? Am I not supposed to be touching it?
Oh, you shouldn't.
See this? Put your counter right there. See if that's hot. Getting warmer.
Yeah, some kind of.
But it just never, it hasn't made yet. But can you see the tree?
Yeah, we can.
That's it. That's a tree. Just trees, and it's starting to butt. And it's got probably the clay that was in the roots, you know, and the dirt up here that was in the roots when it fell over. And so if this would have been a good tree, that'd have been so hot right now, your counter would just be banking. But that's a big tree. If that was high grade, if that was a real good tree, this big round right here, if the price was $40, $50 a pound, that would run 1%, 10% vanadium. That round right there alone would be worth, say you shot 30, 40 tons out of that, 50 tons out of a big old round, and it was worth 20 pounds to the ton, and you shot 50 tons out. Wow. And then the vanadium now is real high, so yeah, you get rich in a hurry. A big tree like this, if it was hot, back in the 70s, would have made you a paycheck of $300,000 or $400,000, $500,000. But, well, yeah, now that I'm getting where I can see good, I can really see that good. See, this is a root. See that big root starting to go out from it? One over there. Not many people have seen, that's a big tree. I mean, how many trees in this country grow 150 feet long? The big pine trees, big ones maybe, but it's a big one. Yeah, if I kick that away, I can see now to where it's down there. And I'm sure that I'm the last one to drill them testers in it, because he wouldn't have came and done that. Them bottom ones, one right there, and that one right there was getting into some high grades, so. Yeah.
Kevin, if you don't mind, can we leave now?
Yeah. I'm doing whatever you guys want. I'm just telling you that what you spent down here and what you've done is not hurting you. This ground was so hard underneath this tree that it just ate the pins on my loader up mining this, and that's why it's so bumpy like that. Usually you can cut that rock a little bit, but man, it was hard. But that's a big tree though. Me and Dad came out here after they reclaimed all this, and he sat in the Bronco and just, he cried. And he said, I spent 70 years building this, and they came out and took dozers and covered it up. I mean, it built landing. It was in Park City, Utah up there. You don't see them covering them old mines up. They're sacred. And Bingham Canyon in Salt Lake, but they did this one from some environmentalist that had a ponytail down to his rear end that decided he wanted to make his mark on this country, and he done it. And you've seen what it looks like now. The muck dumps are spread out. There's nothing growing on them. There's no vegetation growing on them. And they spread them out where there was vegetation, so they done wrong. So the federal government doesn't always do right. And you might not want this in here, but that's just the way I feel.